Hello, this is Sid and this is the unboxing of a new phone. This is a very big phone in all regards. It is the Samsung Galaxy C9 Pro, so of course, brand name of Samsung is quite big. The phone is going to be very big in size, but more importantly, it's very big in terms of specifications as well. But why should I tell you all that without unboxing the phone? Let's take the wrap off Samsung Galaxy C9 Pro and start this unboxing and first impression video of this phone. Now let me first talk about the phone and its box. Well, it's a white box like other Samsung devices. Even the S7 and the Note 5, S7 had a black box actually, the Note 5 had a white box like this. And on the back you have some specifications written. Now I would be going through each and every one of these, but let me give you a gist of them. So this has 64 GB of internal storage. It's got 6 GB of RAM. That's right, it's the first Samsung smartphone to have 6 gigs of RAM. It's got 16 megapixel rear and front cameras. It's got a massive 6-inch Full HD display. And there are some other specs written here as well. But before that, let's fully unbox this phone. So now that I've cut the phone from all sides, let me take the cover off. Okay, and that is how the phone looks at a first glance. Let me take the phone out. It's actually quite fit inside the box. I don't know how it will come out. Let me twist it. Yep, twisting always works. So let me first talk about the phone itself. Oh boy, it's huge. It is a big phone. Let's take the cellophane out, both from back and from front. Now let's put the phone here, turning it on while I take a look at the box contents. So inside this box you have a tray. When you remove this tray, which should carry in your warranty, I believe. Yep, that's right. It has your warranty manual, quick start guide in Hindi as well, and it also has the warranty card and SAR information. So the SAR value on this phone is here it is. It's 1 watt per kilogram for head. There isn't a mention of the body SAR. Now beneath this tray there is another tray where you have the access to all the accessories bundle. So this is a USB type C to a micro USB cable charger connector, because the phone has a type C connector at the bottom. We'll talk about that later. You have a power adapter which should support fast charging. Yep, it supports fast charging, adaptive fast charging it says. You get a pair of headphones which is not the same one that you get on an S7. The shape is different. You also get a power adapter, which is, you also get a power cable, which is type C from its front port. And if you're wondering where the SIM ejector tool is, it is right here with the manual itself. So let's recall what all you got in this box. You got the warranty card, you got the SIM ejector tool, you got the power adapter, you got a type C cable, and you got a pair of headphones along with the smartphone itself. Now let's keep all these things back in the box and let's focus on the smartphone. Will the big Samsung Galaxy C9 Pro impress us in its first glance or not? And now let me set the phone in front of you very quickly. It's the same routine. You select the date and time, you select your language, you press next, you select your default pattern, you add your fingerprints, and you click next on every other terms and condition. And now I have the phone in front of me fully set up with even the fingerprints installed. And let me first start by talking about its design. Now the phone in dimensions does look like a 6-inch device because it's very big. However, it's very thin at the same time, and that's something which is appreciated because you can now grip all your fingers around the phone and it settles very well inside the palm. Also what I like is the designing. So if you see, it has got a metal bag, but there are some subtleties that you'll notice. For instance, this design on the camera lens, or the very unique way of portraying the antenna bands. They don't obstruct, they in fact look designer on this phone. But I'll talk about designing more in my review. Let me talk about the display now. It's got a 6-inch Full HD display that is Super AMOLED, which means the colors are going to be very good on this. It's going to be vibrant, it's going to be very crisp as well. And I know it's a 6-inch device, but Samsung phones are known to make best use of their displays because you have multitasking features on them. As you can see, you can start 2 instances, at the same time. You can watch a video on YouTube, or you can chat on Facebook and have Chrome as well. This has, the multitasking has gotten a bump. But now let me talk to you about something which I noticed right now, which is very cool. I've hated Samsung phones for this thing. When the display was off, you cannot unlock the phone, but with this phone, you can do that. So you don't need to light the display up. It's pretty cool. And as you can see, the fingerprint scanning also is very fast. Okay, not all the time. But I think my fingerprints haven't been saved correctly, but it's not that bad. Now let's talk about the processor. It's got a Snapdragon 653 CPU inside. Now that is not a very powerful processor at the price this phone is being offered at. It's, you can get the same kind of CPU for devices under 20,000 rupees. But this phone has got 6 GB of RAM. Let me now show you that. It should be available in storage information. Actually, I like the new Nougat menu. So as you can see, the RAM on this phone is indeed 6 GB, out of which 2 GB has already been used. But it is a very big thing because Samsung is not a flagship killer. Samsung is a flagship itself, and when it uses these kind of features, it would give phones like OnePlus 3T and Z11 Nubia a run for their money, in my opinion. The only big bummer I have with this phone is that it does not run on latest Android Nougat. In fact, it runs on Android Marshmallow, which is a dated version of Android now. Now that even S7 has got an update. However, it would soon receive an update, in my opinion, and that should fix it. But the layout is of the Nougat. The theme that they have installed here is from Android Nougat, so that you won't find that difference here that much. One thing that I have to tell you is that it also comes with always on display, which is a great thing to have on a mid-ranger. Apart from that, the phone has 4000 mAh of battery. You get, in terms of camera, you get a 16 megapixel rear camera with f1.9 aperture, which is same that you would find on an A9 Pro. But most importantly, the front camera is also 16 megapixels with f1.9 aperture, and the selfies should be very cool. Lastly, let's talk about the battery. You get 4000 mAh of battery on this phone, and of course you now get the Type-C port, which also supports fast charging. But let's now come to the pricing of this phone. So the 64GB 6GB variant, which is the only one in India, it costs you around 36,990. That is around 7,000 rupees more than what a OnePlus 3T would cost you. However, this device is from Samsung, and being from Samsung, it does command a certain share of respect and a certain price tag. And keeping that in mind, it is not a bad device. How does it fare in real life? How does it compare to the flagship killers? Is something I'll be only able to answer after my full review, so wait for that. Meanwhile, do hit the subscribe button, do like this video if you liked it, and do share this video with your friends. I'll see you soon. Ciao.